I'd like to talk about the Tribal Partnership Program, or TPP. It's been a very successful program in my state of South Dakota. This program provides federal support to tribes for projects related to environmental restoration, flood mitigation, and protection of natural and cultural resources. The Water Resources Development Act, or WRDA, of 2024 made the Tribal Partnership Program permanent, allowing the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to continue supporting this important work. Do you believe the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers currently has the resources necessary to effectively continue executing projects under the TPP?
Yes, Senator, I believe we do. There are many ways that we can reach the goals of that partnership to work with tribes to enhance their water infrastructure.
Good. Look, I think these tribal nations really do want to have an ongoing and working relationship. These are areas that can really improve the economic opportunities and literally the safety in those areas as well. Consultation is critical. They appreciate not only the idea that we can work together, but the clear evidence is when we actually ask their opinion, we get their feedback, and then we work in a consultative way to get a project done.
We commit to continuing the tribal consultations.
Thank you, sir. Lieutenant General Graham, thank you, first of all, for being here today, and thank you for your service to our country. Nearly 1 year ago, southeastern South Dakota experienced some catastrophic flooding. Record rainfall destroyed numerous homes and caused significant damage to public infrastructure. General Graham, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers plays a vital role in flood response efforts. Each year, Congress allocates funds specifically for disaster-related flood work, enabling the Corps to support preparedness, response, and recovery measures. In your view, does the Corps currently have the capability to adequately prepare local communities for large-scale flooding?
So, Senator, on the emergency response side, on Public Law 8499, I believe we do. Working closely to use those authorities and those appropriations to the maximum extent possible. We've been very aggressive with that over the last couple of years. And then working with the Federal Emergency Management Agency under the Stafford Act, we can bring in the expertise of the Corps on flooding, particularly to the area along the Big Sioux River. I'm excited to see in the President's budget that we've got a new start for a study to take a look at the core project that exists there and see if we can improve it. Understand that putting a dirt berm across I-29 is probably not the best solution we could come up with. It was what they could back in the 70s. But so our commitment to you is we're excited to see this is a known problem, and we're committed to working with you to solving this.
Yeah, look, there was a beautiful residential district there called McCook Lake. And basically what this did was to divert the water, and it diverted it right through that residential district. There's a better way to do it. And we'll look forward to working with you to see that we find the appropriate plans so that when this happens again in the future, and it will, that those types of flooding conditions are diverted so that there is less damage to public property and infrastructure in that region. Thank you, sir. Assistant Secretary Cameron, first of all, I want to thank you for being here today. As you know, Congress has authorized the Bureau of Reclamation to design and construct rural water supply projects. These projects are intended to deliver potable water to rural communities in western states. To advance large-scale water projects, two types of federal authorization are required. First, the authority to conduct a feasibility study and the authority to construct the project. There are 3 regional water organizations in South Dakota are currently seeking congressional authorization to conduct feasibility studies. If these entities receive the necessary authorizations, will the Bureau of Reclamation have the capacity to promptly initiate and complete these studies?
Thank you for that question, Senator. We are committed to working with those communities to help them figure out how we can proceed with feasibility studies. And in the event that Congress authorizes the work, we will find a path to advance that activity.
In a timely fashion?
Yes, sir, given the availability of resources.
Okay, I noticed that the budget is not the best this year. It means that if we can get some money in there for that purpose, we'll get her done.
Happy to work with you on that, sir. I'd point out, you mentioned tribes earlier. We're prioritizing rural water projects that have some connection to tribes as well inside the president's budget, given our trust responsibility to tribes. And often there are Indian water rights settlements as Congress has passed that we're trying to implement.
That's part of the projects that we've got going on, so I look forward to working with you to accomplish it this year. Thank you, sir.